So greetings from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania once again. Of course, we're still here on our little day trip here, visiting some historic locations and some haunted locations. This one is both haunted and historical. This is Little Round Top. It's up there behind me. If you've been to Gettysburg, you've probably been to Little Round Top, which is one of the bloodiest places during the battle. There was a lot of those during this battle, but yeah, up there, the Union held Little Round Top. Confederate lines were back behind us, and they were often trying, during the 3 days battle, they wanted to take that hill. So there was a lot of death occurred in this location. In fact, this area is often referred to as the slaughter pen. Just so much death happened here. And with places like that, they tend to get a haunted reputation as well. So we'll be talking a little bit about that, some of the things that happened here at this location. I have been to Little Round Top before. It's a neat spot. It gives you a cool view of the battlefield. There's like a little castle up there too. So we're gonna be heading up there. I'm kind of parked just behind me a little bit here, and we're gonna head on up to Little Round Top. Hopefully it's not too busy up there. It's one of those places that gets a lot of traffic, people-wise. All right, I'll see you up there, Little Round Top. All right, so we have made it to the top. Parking is always a bit limited up here. People kind of just try to park wherever, but yeah, once we get to the top, you'll see why this was such a strategic location for the Union to hold. I mean, you get an expansive view of the whole battlefield. Well, maybe not the whole battlefield, but a large part of it. I mean, that's why it's so, man, you wanted to hold this spot at all costs. Yeah, check that out. There's a view for you. Yeah. Of course, the Confederate lines were out there. Just down there is Devil's Den. I'm not going to film there today. I've filmed there a number of times in the past. That spot exchanged hands a couple of times between the Union and Confederate forces. It's known for being a location where a lot of Confederate sharpshooters hung out there and would shoot up this way towards Little Round Top. But yeah, out there is the slaughter pen. Imagine trying to take this hill coming up from down there. Yeah, would have been quite bloody. Lots of dying and dead men laying out here in this fields. Yeah, so just over there is the little castle you can climb to get this a little bit better view, but they're doing like a tour there right now. We'll go there in just a little bit. But like I said, I do have some haunted stories to tell you about this place. Probably try to find just a slightly quieter location for that in this area. But yeah, like I said, you can see why this is an important place to hold. Alright, let's head over to the castle. Doesn't look like it's hardly anybody over here though. Hopefully it's open. I see some stuff over there. Oh yeah, looks like it is. Oh, I see. It's just to, it's like a temporary railing. All right, cool. We can go up. This I can handle. That observation tower earlier today was a bit more difficult for me, heights-wise. Yeah, we got it to ourselves. Wow. Whoop, there's a step down there. All right. Yeah. Yes, the one haunted story with this location is that during the filming of the movie Gettysburg, I love that movie. I love the soundtrack to it. Actually, I remember I listened to that soundtrack in college when I was doing homework. Kind of give me like, oh, get the homework done. But anyway, one story goes that there were a bunch of reenactors here, and what they referred to as like an old haggard man in like period clothing came out of the woods, and it kind of smelled like sulfur and it was dirty looking, and he offered them a bunch of ammunition, like, here you go boys. So they said something like, busy day, isn't it? So they took the ammunition from him, didn't really think anything of it, because these are just reenactors for the movie. But later they had the ammunition checked, and here it was like authentic Civil War ammunition from the time period. So who was that? What was that all about? So that's one story that occurred here, but of a more ghostly nature. Alright, well, let's head on down, walk around a little bit more, tell you a few more stories. Let's explore the area a bit. So up there is the little castle. Got some other folks up there now. Still awesome views from down here. Once again, out there's Devil's Den. So another story from this spot is that before the battle even started, like on the first day of battle, or maybe like right at the beginning of the battle, the soldiers saw an apparition of George Washington himself, and he led them to this strategic location so that they could hold this spot during the battle. So that one seems a little bit less credible to me. That's kind of how these stories go. You know, of all apparitions to show up, it's George Washington himself. But that's one of the legends here. And another story that's associated with this area, I believe I filmed this before, it's called the Phantom Battalion. I think it deals more with an area that's just a little bit around the corner, so maybe we'll walk out that way a little bit. The Phantom Battalion. We'll include it in this video as well, because it is part of the Little Round Top area. Alright, let's head over a little bit more, get a different view from over that way. I love walking on these boulders. These are actually, to get away from history a little bit, this is diabase. It's actually solidified magma. That's what Devil's Den is too. It's just a whole boulder field of diabase, igneous rock, magmatic activity. Anyway, we'll let that go. Which is interesting geology here too. I did a video recently on volcanoes and stuff. But anyway, we need to stick with history. You can see the cannons up here. You can see how cannon placement up here would have had a commanding impact on the battlefield. Like I said, imagine trying to take this hill and facing cannon fire firing down upon you from up here. Yeah, just made my way down a little bit further down these rocks down here, but man, you can imagine Union soldiers here too, just parked out here and able to, you know, like sharpshooters shooting down to Confederate lines too. Yeah, but out there somewhere is a spot called Houck's Ridge. That's the story behind our Phantom Brigade. So apparently some folks were out here one day, I forget what the date was, maybe back in the 60s or 70s, and there was a number of, like, you know, dignitaries and like important type-ish people, and they were here at Little Round Top, and they saw a whole like Civil War brigade of Union soldiers come out of the woods down there, march out in the field like in a parade style, do a little bit of maneuvers, and turn around and go back in the woods. And when they got back to like the visitor center, or, you know, the headquarters here, they thanked the personnel here for putting on that show for them, and the personnel were like, what are you talking about, you know? And they're like, well, there's a whole, you know, bunch of reenactors out there performing for us, and the people in charge were like, there are no reenactors out there, there's nobody out there doing anything like that. So what did the people see in that group? What did those dignitaries see? So they called it the Phantom Brigade, like the whole brigade was like a brigade of ghosts. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting story. Yeah, so if you're into haunted history, it is one of the top places here at Gettysburg to visit. But even for its historical value, it's just a cool place, or just an awesome place to get a really neat view of the battlefield. It does get a bit busy here, though. I'll say that much. It's one of the busier spots, along with Devil's Den down there. You can see all the cars parked down there, but that is an awesome spot, too. There's a cool shot of that statue up there. Well, I think that'll be it for this spot here at Little Round Top. I've been here maybe several times. Never gets tired of never gets old visiting, stopping at this spot. The views are amazing here. History is amazing here too. Yeah, and like today I'm kind of here just like an overview, talk about some of the haunted history of these places. There's obviously a whole lot more history here. You can read the plaques and everything. But I think I'm going to try to head over to what's called Big Round Top. Didn't play such a huge strategic role in the battle, but there's a hiking trail to the top. I've never been there, so I think that's where we're going to try and head next, if I can get to it. A lot of these roads here are one-way streets. Gets a little confusing. But anyway, that's for the next video. As always, thanks for coming along, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video here.